I was really like scared because they didn't show her reaction with her mom for too long. So I was like, let's hope they're not going to show me falling on the floor. But then when I recall, I literally fell as soon as I fell out the door. So like they had to use it. And literally mom was like, I didn't even see the camera. Like I didn't see the camera. I didn't see a lady. I just literally just saw my mom. And I was like, Mom, I just met JYP. And then she was like, get up. Like, you need to get up right now.
Out of curiosity, like, how did you take like that comment?
If you know me, you know I'm very logically minded. I don't think with my emotions first ever. So when he said that, I literally like took it as is. I was like, okay, so evaluations came from everywhere. I mean, multiple people then, I guess. Like I don't know. Okay, I get it.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Dame Diddy.
Ambitious Ace.
Bang, bang, boomerang.
Yeah, and we have a special podcast today. We have a special guest from the JYP Republic Records TV show A2K.
Yes.
We have Cristina Lopez here today.
Woo.
Hey.
So normally when we do a podcast, I like to start off with a random out of the blue question.
Mhm.
So mine for you is, what was the first K-pop song you heard this morning? And what was your breakfast meal?
What was my what?
What you had for breakfast?
The first K-pop song I listened to was Puppet Show by XG.
Okay.
Nice.
I love that song. And then my breakfast, we had Waffle House. Me and my mom went to Waffle House.
What did you have for waffle house?
Okay, so I get the sausage, egg and cheese hash brown bowl, and then a chocolate chip waffle.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope. I can't eat at Waffle House.
Me neither. Not anymore.
Why not?
When I walk in, the smell of Waffle House, I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
It's the sticky floor for me.
Ooh, but you're wearing shoes.
Yeah, true.
I've been to Waffle House too much in my youth, and I can't go no more. I haven't been since 2013.
Whoa,
Yeah, it's been a while.
it's a long time.
Yeah, but maybe I'll go back there.
Yeah.
The flies are like my best friends.
The flies.
I've never actually eaten at a Waffle House.
No?
When I used to intern at Patchwork Studios, I used to have to do runs there all the time,
Oh,
and that completely turned me off from wanting to eat there. Like, don't get me wrong, the food smelled good. Like when I would
Yeah.
hand them the food and they would open it, I'm like, oh, that smells nothing like the building.
oh my gosh.
But don't mind, I had to work at I had to go always and pick up at one of the ghetto locations. So you know that's probably why. So I stayed away from eating there.
Mm.
But it's great to have you here today.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you so much for coming.
Of
Yes.
course.
Super dope.
So how long has it been since the show actually happened?
So we finished filming at the end of July.
Mhm.
And what day is today?
September,
October.
October
It's
9th.
October. So like I don't know how many months that is. But that's when we filmed the final episode, like at
Wow.
the end of mid-July, and then we came back, like the 18th or something like that.
Okay. That's not that long ago, but
No.
you know.
Yeah.
So just to take it back. So where did your passion for music come from?
For music in general, so my mom she doesn't like to talk about it, but she is a singer. She's
Nice.
always been a singer. When she was a kid in Brazil, she was in this band, and it was pretty famous. She doesn't
Okay.
like to talk about it. Okay. Yeah, and she like sang their like hit single and stuff, and she literally is that girl. But her and then my dad, my dad's a musician still.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and so they would like
We play bass, guitar.
he plays everything.
Oh,
You know, he raps. He's a rapper.
okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and he produces and he does everything. He's like a musician of all music.
Okay.
But so music has kind of always been everywhere. And then at church, they were like the worship leaders of our church. Like she would sing and then he would play the piano. And then my mom always says that like when she was pregnant with me, she was like up until 9 months up on that stage singing. So I've always been meant for the stage.
And the dancing come from the same place as the love for music as well?
No, well, no, as in like from my parents, no.
Okay.
My mom, like, in terms of the dancing I do now, no. She put me in ballet as a kid. I
Okay.
feel like every dancer starts in ballet.
Yeah.
Like when you just learn how to walk. I started out in ballet, and then I was like, ugh, the music is so slow. So then I went into like jazz, hip hop. I like
Nice.
explored a lot. Okay. And then I like was like, oh, I don't know about dancing. So then I tried like gymnastics. And I was like, oh, maybe something more like hardcore, get me ripped. Didn't end up working out. But then when I fell in love with K-pop is when I was like, wait, you can dance to this. And then my dancing like came in my brain and I was like, yeah.
Do you remember the first K-pop song?
I
that you
do,
got
and I
into?
say it all the time, and it's kind of actually it's not embarrassing. I used to be embarrassed. I'm not embarrassed anymore. It's "Mic Drop" by BTS.
Oh, that's not bad.
Why am I
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
I
That's
don't
really
know.
good.
I just
Why?
feel like because that's the song that like got me into K-pop.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And because they were like my first everything BTS was.
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's everybody's story. You know,
Okay,
they're
I
like,
understand
oh,
that.
it's BTS. At least it wasn't like Dynamite or something. So, I was like back there. But yeah, it was Mic Drop. And I learned the whole dance and
Oh, okay.
yeah. It
So,
was-
like you said, at least it wasn't Mic Drop, right? Because for us, it was Blackpink. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yes.
So Blackpink was my first
Blackpink?
girl group. Ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
okay.
Boombayah,
nice.
I was like shocked. I was like, what is going on? It's so different
Mhm.
Yeah.
than what boys do.
Yeah.
I didn't even think like there was like a girl version of it. For so long. I was like, oh, I guess like boys. Because I found BTS and then I found like 17. And I was like,
Nice.
oh my gosh, they're such a big group. And they're dancing so synchronized. And then I found out girls do it. And I was like, oh, yeah. Whoa, that means I can do this too.
Right.
Whoa. So yeah.
That's great. And just out of all that, did that like make you want to just dance more just because of how you seen like Blackpink and BTS?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then then I started doing research on like how do they get that good and that synchronized?
Mm.
And then I
Yeah.
found the whole like trainee culture and like all that kind of stuff. And I was like, what do you mean you dance for 16 hours a day? Like, what do you mean? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
So
16
then I was like, at home, I'd be dancing for like 4 or 5 hours. And my mom would be like, Tina, stop. I'd be like, you have no idea. These artists, they practice for 3 times longer. If anything, I'm slacking off. So yeah.
So you were a little bit of a rebellious kid?
Mhm.
Oh.
Not rebellious in like I would. Okay, I was like really. I was just sassy because I have 3 brothers. So
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah,
Makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah.
That makes
yeah.
sense.
So I was like, yeah, my way or the highway, especially with my brothers. But yeah.
So for choreography, how long does it take you to like pick up a song now? Because we've done it. Well,
Oh,
Yeah.
but it's
can't talk
yeah,
about
but
it.
it's yeah.
It's all good.
But like, how long is that process? Like when you hear a song and see choreography.
hmm I think it definitely depends on the choreography, but I can confidently say right now, the Cristina right now, it could take me like 2 hours
Dang.
That's crazy.
to
That's
learn the whole
amazing.
thing. Yeah.
That's impressive.
A
'Cause-
chorus, 15 minutes.
Nice.
Mhm.
So like, are you watching it and pausing it and like,
Slowing down the speed.
Like, are you just
So-
scanning it and it's just like,
It's like-
got it? You know?
yeah, are
No.
you don't even do 50%. You just going straight to 100.
So it depends. Like I have my little method. I watch it 3 times,
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
full speed, no matter what. I watch it 3 times. I like watch, but it also depends if it's like for my team. If it's like for my team where I have to learn the formations to teach them, I watch it for the formations, and then I watch it for the moves, and I watch it for like the little details of like how they're synchronizing themselves. But if I'm just learning it for myself, I watch it 3 times to like get it, and then if I don't get it, I slow it down and do it twice and then full speed. But then if I get it after watching it, then I just go straight to full speed.
Nice.
So I can imagine all that experience just that comes into play when you just, you can just look at a dance and just do it. I would expect since you've been doing it for so long, you can just study it and know and be familiar with certain moves and everything like that.
Yeah, and I think it's also like because when I was like doing the bulk of my K-pop dancing was through COVID.
Oh,
Wow.
So
okay.
like I didn't have a teacher anymore to like show me, like be here in my face
Right.
showing me the moves, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
a lot of people actually like can't learn stuff from a video, and they're like dancers and they're like they're like, no, I need somebody here doing the counts with me. I need somebody here
Yeah.
like doing
Yeah.
the ba ba da da da. You know what I mean?
right, yeah.
Yeah, but like I kind of had to force myself to like learn through the videos.
Okay.
And now it's like a new acquired skill. I feel like a robot.
Hey, I mean, that's great though. I feel like that's a great skill. I
That's a
mean,
great skill.
especially when it comes to dancing, because I couldn't even imagine just looking at a dance. Yeah, 1, 2,
Man.
3, but that's just me.
Absolutely. So can you tell us about your dance crew? Because you have a dance crew, you have a dance studio.
Yes.
So
Nice.
tell us about how you came up with the idea of starting a dance studio, and tell us about your dance crew, because we met 2 of the members. It was Tori and Gustavo
Oh yeah.
at the event, because y'all did
love
Misamo,
Yeah.
and y'all killed it, by the
It
way.
was
Destroyed
amazing.
it.
Like, y'all killed
Destroyed
it.
And
Yes.
like not just on stage, by the way, because after the stage, y'all just was just chilling out.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
there was like a circle. I
Right.
saw Gustavo's legs in the air.
No, literally.
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Yes,
Serious.
yes.
I
Oh,
was
he's
not
breakdancing?
playing. No.
No.
No, he's like flipping around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
he was
flipping.
Yes.
Yes.
I told
He
you. I
was
was just
not
like, look at,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So y'all were really, really impressive. So
Yeah.
how did you come up with the idea of doing a dance studio? And tell us about your crew.
So my dance studio, I opened a YouTube channel.
Okay.
Nice.
And I was like, let me be a little YouTuber, make some quick money. You know what I mean?
YouTube is cool.
Yeah, and I was like, and since I like K-pop and I consider myself like kind of funny, I'll just post like reaction videos like to music videos and stuff like that. I tried it. Since we're working on a budget, I was the one editing my videos.
Gotcha.
And I
Understandable.
just I just can't edit. It just takes so long. And then I'm so picky. Like I'm such a perfectionist. I'm like, everything needs to work. This scene doesn't flow properly. And so it would take me like 3 weeks for a video to come out. Because I also was in school. I was So then I was just kind of went to just dancing. Like I was just really dancing, and I started to neglect the YouTube channel. And then my mom was like, hey, you know how you want to make money, right? And I was like, oh, get out of the studio. I'm dancing. She was like, why don't you try teaching people? And I was like, no. I was 15. So I was like, no, I'm literally 15 years old. Like, who wants to learn from like a rat little girl? Like, I'm just turned 15. And she was like, no, but like you relate to people. It's like you know exactly how they'd want to hear it, how they'd want to learn it. And I was like, you have a point. So then we made a little Instagram page, and it was like Soul Cristina K-pop Dance Academy. I had 1 follower, her. And then we rented out. We just rented out like a tiny little studio, literally like this big. Like the studio was this big. There was like 2 mirrors. It was like maximum 6 people in there.
Wow.
And my little cousin came to my first class.
Hey, nice.
And I taught her, just kind of practicing on her. And that was like the start. Slowly, very slowly, we started growing. We got like 2 more people, 3 more people coming. And then once we started getting people coming consistently, we were like, okay, let's rent out a bigger studio. You know what I mean? So we rented out a bigger studio. I got more people coming. But then like events, I don't know if you know what cup sleeves are and stuff.
No.
So like, I don't know, it's definitely not just an Atlanta thing. But like in the US, because they definitely don't really do it in Korea, there's like, actually, I don't know. But at least in Atlanta, there's like cup sleeves where people will have like Instagram pages for like the groups they like. So let's say like XG, there's like an XGX Atlanta. And
Okay.
they'll
Oh,
like,
like a
they'll
fan
like,
page.
yeah,
Nice.
and they'll go and they'll host like events at cafes. And like cover groups will go in there, perform there, and they'll,
I've never heard of that.
No.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah,
heard
yeah.
that.
So
Oh, that's
there's
cool.
like a bunch all the time.
Mm.
But so those started popping up, and my mom was like, "Why don't you go perform?" And I was like, "Oh, perform.
in front of people.
Yeah. I haven't done that in a while. So I went and I did my first performance, and then people were like, oh my God, because like you don't really do it solo for real. Like it's like your team goes, you know? So people were like, oh my God, what's your team? Like, what's your team name? And I'm like, oh, I don't have a team name. I don't have a team. So then I ended up, there was like a competition that came up 2 years ago, and I did a solo, but then I put together like me and my friends, and I was like, you're gonna be my dance team, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna win the money prize. And so then me and Mom, we were thinking for so long, and we came up with Soul of Atlanta, because it's like our souls are of Atlanta, and Soul of Cristina. And then we were like, boom, shakalaka. That's gonna be the team name.
There we go.
Yeah, and then I did the competition. We didn't even place, and we had practiced super hard, but I kind of had to just embrace in my head. I was like, okay, that just means this is something for me to grow now.
Yeah.
So then I had auditions, and it was online, just like through Google Form. Like I made a cute little Google Form. I was like, what's your name? How old are you? Submit a little video of you dancing for like 20 seconds. And then I got my first couple members, which you haven't met. Did you meet Maddie?
No, I don't believe so.
we did.
She's the one who took our picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
she was
She-
there.
She's so it's so
I saw
cute
her
'cause-
dancing on the side, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
She didn't dance with
perform.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have this thing we call like ourselves like our different generations, because I did like 4 rounds of auditions like as time passed, just to get more members. And so she's like from first gen SOA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like we have that. So I did that like by the seasons, and now we're at 13, 14, including me. And we're at a pretty happy number.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great. So how, I know you said like, you know, oh my gosh, teaching. Like how did you develop that style? Like your own style of teaching, I guess. How did that come across, you know, with all the members and everything as time went on?
So I consider like when I teach my classes and like how I am with my performance team, like they're like completely different from each other. Because my performance team, it's like we're performing. You know, my
Right.
classes, I want it to be more of like, oh, I want you to come and I want you to have fun. Like it's
Okay.
just
Good
fun.
call.
You've never danced in front of a mirror? That's okay. You know, I can be your
Right.
first time. Like it's just come welcoming. My team, it's more like committed. Like you love what you're doing. I want you to really express that on stage, like how I am when
Okay.
I go to perform on stage.
Right.
But when I teach, I kind of like told myself when I was 15, I was like, if I went to a class, how would I want the teacher to be? And I was like, personally, when I was a kid, counts were so confusing to me. I was like, I just can't wrap my
Yeah.
head around counts.
Counts.
So I try not to teach with counts. I teach more like by humming the song or like saying the words of the song.
Nice.
You know, so it's more about like, first of all, the fact that we're dancing to K-pop, because that's like the whole point.
Right.
And second, it's like you associate the moves more directly with the song rather than counts, and then now you have to think about, oh, let me put it onto the song and da-da-da-da.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's my teaching style that I kind of cling onto with my life.
Nice.
And then with my team, I do counts and stuff because it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
we're
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Performance.
formation. Yeah. We compete. We
Mhm.
compete. So now it's more like down to the nitty gritty. So yeah.
Beautiful.
I got a question. So, like the Atlanta K-pop scene.
Yeah.
Was it like hard to like find that scene, or is it
Mm-hmm.
like, or does Atlanta really like have a K-pop scene?
I've been to concerts like mostly in Atlanta, but then I also went to a concert in Texas. And because also at concerts, you know, there's like the whole like getting there so
Yeah.
many hours early, you do the
Yeah.
random dance
Yeah.
and then all the merch and all that stuff. I was expecting all of that to happen. And then when I went in Texas, I was like, so where's the random dance? And they were
Oh.
like, what? And I was like, whoa. So and I'm so proud to say that Atlanta is totally a K-pop hub because
Oh.
I
Nice.
love it so much. Like, there's never not a random dance going on right before a concert. Like, never not.
Oh,
So that doesn't
100%.
happen in like Texas or anything like
Well,
that?
so when I had seen Stray Kids
Mhm.
was in Texas, and I was like, I'm about to chew up this random dance. Like, I know so many Stray Kids dances. And there was just people like waiting in line for the merch. And I was
see.
like, you don't want to do like an impromptu, let me pull out my phone speaker.
That is weird because we've become so accustomed to seeing that.
Yeah.
Right,
And
exactly.
If we go and see that, it's just like, yo, what's
Yeah,
this?
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
Just stay in the line. That's it.
Yeah. But maybe it's like the venue or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I know at Atlanta, like, people really, they just pull out the speaker like that.
Yeah.
And they're
yeah.
like, make a circle. Let's go. Let's go right now.
I think the biggest one we saw was when we first saw Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Oh,
That group,
yeah.
that group, man, it was a whole
Yeah.
world of people there. It was crazy.
Yeah. I've been to so many. I went to see NCT, and there was like, not me, but somebody was doing a random dance like right outside like the venue, and then like a staff came out and was like, please only do SM songs.
Oh, no.
And I was like, that's how you know you've hit it, when you have the staff coming out to tell you. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Atlanta scene,
Mhm.
they were saying that, you were the only one to come out from Atlanta, if
Mhm.
I'm not mistaken. So was there a lot of people who showed up for Atlanta, or how did you find out about the project?
Oh, I found out. So when I had found out about A2K was when the age requirement was 12 to 16. And my dance team, we cracked so many jokes. But they were like, Christina, you should do it. But like I had just turned 17. And I was like, you guys are so funny. Like so funny. Oh my gosh. But my mom was like, what if you just DM them? Because my birthday's in May. And this was like June. And so my mom was like, you literally just turned 17. Like just DM them. And so I DM'd them and I was like, hey, I'm a K-pop dance teacher. I just turned 17, like literally last month. Yeah. Please let me submit an online audition. And then they got back to me like a month later and they were like, oh my gosh, the age requirement is now 12 to 17. So
Okay.
like, audition. And I was like, okay.
That was a good call.
Good call.
Yeah, good call.
No, had she not said it, I wouldn't have done it.
So it was like an IG post that they kind of put out to market. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And then kind of
Yeah,
like to follow off his question, like, was there a lot of people that showed up for the Atlanta auditions?
Yes.
Really?
So I was the first person there and the first person to go. Because that day I had a performance later.
Okay.
At the Korean Atlanta Festival.
Okay.
I had to perform with my team like at like 6 p.m. And like the audition said like you should be prepared to be there like all day. And I was like, please let me go first. Like I have a performance. So I was the first person, so I saw everybody. And there was a lot of people, like 300.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. And I saw them all go. All of them.
So I'll come back to the YG thing in a second. But how was because we know there was 2 rooms, right?
Right.
But they don't show us the first room.
Right.
So I was just curious, like, how was the first room? Like, did they give y'all feedback in the first room, or did you was going to the second room? Because you were the only one that went to the second room.
Right.
So, like, how did the first room work?
So technically there was 3. Yeah. So there was one, but both were like, you just go in there, you do the audition, and then you leave. And then somebody else is going to come tell you, like, hey, you can go to the second room now. Or, like, hey, line up for the second round. I wasn't the only one to make it to the second round. It's just that nobody else had passed the second round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, because I remember I was first, right? And then you have, like, our little badges. So I was, like, the first person I did the first round. And they were like, oh, like, what's your name? And I was like, oh, I'm Christina. I'm 17. And they're like, oh, show me what you did. Like, dance or sing, whatever you're more comfortable, do that first. I danced. And I was like, they were like, okay, you want to sing for me? And I actually rapped.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I rapped the rap from Pink Venom. Yeah. So I was like, the black pen, I did the whole thing. And then she was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not passing. There's no way. So then I went out and then a lady came and, oh, I love her so much. But a lady came. And she was like, so you actually passed? You're going to go to the second room now? And then you, like, go around the hallway and you wait. And you have to wait in line. But other girls came and they waited, like, with me. And it was, like, a girl who got, like, 6th. And then a girl who got, like, 13th. So you could tell, like, they were cutting people already from the first round. But then after the second round, you went to an interview thing. That's where they got, like, the shots of me, like, talking about
Oh,
Yeah. You
okay.
had
Okay.
to like film an interview.
Okay.
And then you could do the JYP thing.
Okay.
So nobody made it to the interview thing.
Mm.
And that day, me and my mom were so like out of it because like I was the only one waiting, and they like the staff, they were like talking to me, and they're like they were so cute because the JYP staff barely know English. So they were like, "Oh, I like your hair." And I was like, thank you so much. Thank you. But in my head, I wasn't even realizing nobody else is next to me in line. Like,
Well, in
why
the
is it nobody
video,
else?
when they show it, they just show you and your mom sitting there.
Yeah.
And they'd show a time lapse of y'all sitting in the chair, and then you see people
yeah.
coming and leaving, people coming and leaving, and y'all were the only ones there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's literally what it was like. Because after each round, we had to come back and we'd wait in the waiting room, and then a staff would pull you back out to like tell you your
okay.
results.
Okay.
So they weren't telling you your results in front of like everybody. That's like not kosher. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was what it was like.
And when you walked out of the room, your mom was waiting for you.
Yeah.
And you fell out. You were like,
you were like, I was like, so when I saw the first episode and I saw that like first they had put like Dallas first, I was like,
yeah, they made it seem like Dallas was the first stop
I
up.
know. But I was really like scared because they didn't show her reaction with her mom for too long. So I was like, let's hope they're not going to show me falling on the floor. But then when I recall, I literally fell as soon as I fell out the door. So like they had to use it. And literally mom was like, I didn't even see the camera. Like I didn't see the camera. I didn't see a lady. I just literally just saw my mom. And I was like, Mom, I just met JYP. And then she was like, get up. Like, you need to get up right now.
That sounds like me. I'll be
Yeah,
like,
no.
There's cameras around. What are you doing?
No, literally, she was like, they're shooting. And I was like, oh my God. And then I had to be like, I was like, oh, everything's fine. And I was like on the verge of tears. Yeah.
So that being said, did the auditioning go the way you expected it to go, or was it just like completely not what you expected?
If I'm being dead honest, I didn't even think I was gonna pass the online audition.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, like, cause my dancing we had filmed. We just like filmed everything in like one day.
Okay.
And then it was so funny because you had to like submit headshots or whatever for like the little paper of like your profile.
Yeah.
And that was back. I don't know how much stalking y'all did, but I used to have blonde hair.
Okay.
That was back when I had my blonde hair. And like I was literally sitting on the couch, and my mom was like, "Sit up straight." And she like put the lamp right here. She was like, "Okay, yeah, no, do like a soft smile." And I was like,
That's all smile.
and then that was like the headshot. And what was so funny is when we were there, you like when you're checking in, you see like the different profiles. It's like mine with like a ghetto on the couch in my living room. Everybody has like professional headshots done. And I was so embarrassed. But yeah, I didn't even think I was gonna pass the online. And just like every single time, my adrenaline was just through the roof the entire day. Because like from 9 a.m., I was like, oh my God, I'm passing. Why am I passing the next round? And then they didn't tell me that I was going to see JYP.
Oh.
And I hadn't seen the Nitty Project show before. Literally had no idea what was going on.
Okay, so you didn't even expect to see him at all.
No, literally.
Oh, wow.
They were like, so now you have one more final audition round, but this one we're going to film like with a little bit more cameras than in the last one. Don't be nervous. You're gonna be mic'd up too.
Don't be nervous.
No, literally, they're like micing me up, and I'm like, okay,
Mikey.
so okay. And they were like, just talk clearly. You know, if you need water, you can just get water. And I'm just like, who's gonna be there? Like, why?
Oh, no.
Literally, why? And then when I'm sitting in the chair right before I like open the door, a staff was like talking, and they were like, has JYP gone in the room yet? And I literally like almost had a stroke.
Oh, man.
What? What do you
crazy.
mean?
Wow.
And then I walk in and I see the man, and I'm like, whoa. And then when he was talking to me, and he was like, oh, you're so good. And I was like, whoa.
Oh,
Chill
man.
out, bro. Like, I can't handle, I haven't even like embraced in my head that you're right here in front of my
It's like
face.
still processing.
No,
you know?
literally.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to sing and dance, and I was like, I was so nervous.
Yeah.
I was like, you know when you're like, you feel like your limbs are like gone? That's what I felt like.
Well, you still did all of the smiling and everything
Yeah.
during the performance when you danced to Itzy.
What's so crazy is I don't even remember that.
Really?
Oh.
No, literally, like that's my adrenaline.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like that
Just
was
in
me
that,
just
that
like-
moment.
Yeah. Just in the spur of the moment, I was like, I just need to like do decent for him. Like I wasn't even thinking like to pass. I was just like, I just don't want him to say I suck.
Oh yeah.
And I know he said my dancing was amateur. I get it because I watched it back and I was like, whoa, Christina, why were you so nervous? Like,
Yeah, so
I mean, but that
was
makes a lot of sense.
I mean,
though. All
yeah.
the adrenaline pumping, and
Come
you're just
on
like,
now.
I didn't even expect to be in this
Yeah,
moment
yeah,
right
yeah.
now. Yeah.
because when I watched, because that was one of my questions, when you watched that performance in LA, it was like two different people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, man, did she really progress that fast, that
Right.
that good, that fast? And that just makes sense that you were probably a little bit more tight and everything at the LA
Yeah.
or at the Atlanta performance. That makes a lot more
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
just to backtrack a little bit, so how was it auditioning for YG Entertainment?
Oh, so that also was like kind of a joke. Because
Okay.
it was more of like me and my mom, we were going to LA. Like we were just going to. So I had been called to go to that audition because it was like a private one, I think, like a
Okay.
private offsite one. And we had gone like for that weekend. We like flew in and then we like ate. Did we even get a hotel? Okay, we got a hotel. But like my memory of it is like it was just me and my mom. We were chilling. Like we just walked around LA because we love LA. And then I did the audition. I wasn't at that point in my life. I was more passionate for my teaching.
Okay.
And so it was like I didn't really care for what the result. It was just like an experience kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so then I went, I did it, and the way that audition went was completely different than the A2K audition.
It looks like it. Yeah.
It was like because there was like it was a private offsite one, but there was like 800 people.
Oh wow.
Yeah. There was like it was like it was so hot, and like if you were gonna you went in groups of 5. And you went and you had to audition in front of your little group, in front of the person. And then there was like somebody on Zoom, and it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah. And honestly, that was more nerve-wracking than what I did for A2K. So I'm glad I did that.
Okay.
Because I was expecting that when I went to do A2K, and then it was like just me alone. And I was like, oh, I feel more comfortable. Like just
Nice.
me and the evaluator, just like us do things. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I got something. So I can imagine, like, after, the performance and everything, what was it feeling like as soon as you, like, left the building? Was it, like, something that you did? Did you, like...
Oh, after I passed?
Yeah, after your
What
pass.
did I do? Me and mom, we were talking for like, we went to the car and we were like, because I also had the performance after that.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
my adrenaline was rushing and I was like, I need to start putting my makeup on. I need to get changed. Because, like, I had literally pulled up in my pajamas because I wasn't going to, like, get all dressed up to, like, get undressed up and then re-dress up for the performance. So I was like, they just gonna take me in my natural state. They gonna have to take me. So I like was like putting my makeup on. My mom was like, so you saw JYP? And I was like, I don't know. Like maybe he was a clone. I don't know. Like,
Not a clone.
no, literally, I was just so shocked. And I'm like rushing because we were like kind of late already because they had us there for a while. And then that day I went. And one of the ladies who like had worked that audition, she doesn't work for JYP. She had worked that audition. She came to see me perform
Oh,
because
nice.
we had like hit it off and we were just talking, and so she came to see me perform. But also that day, like it ended up going kind of haywire because one of my team members, she like something happened to her car, and I was like right before the performance, like she like ran backstage, literally like a minute before we were supposed to go on,
Oh man.
and I was so stressed. I was like. And then one of our team members were like, but you passed, you're happy. I was like, hold on, her car's breaking down. I need to help her right now.
So, what are some of your fondest memories from the LA boot camp?
From the boot camp? Let me think. So actually, at the boot camp, they didn't go too much into it. I was sick the entire time.
Oh.
I had just recovered from like a cold.
Okay.
And when we flew, like I was still sniffling like while we were flying. And I was like, and my mom was like, you better hold it together, girl. Because you like, this is the opportunity of a life. So you better hold it together.
Cool.
And I was like, yeah, okay. And then honestly, oh my gosh, when we flew into LA, there's posts about it in news articles. Our plane from Atlanta to LA that's the one where like smoke came in the plane. And like I don't know if you heard,
yeah, hearing about that.
That was our plane when we were flying to LA, and we had to land in Albuquerque, and we were stuck there for like 6 hours. And I'm like, like mom was like, you better take some Dayquil or like some NyQuil. So we ended up getting like to LA like after all of the girls, and I saw some of them like talking to other people, but I was like so out of it. I was like, I need to sleep. It's like it's 11 p.m. Like I need to sleep. But it was my fondest memories. I think just like the whole concept of like, because they didn't tell us, we had online meetings beforehand, before LA, of like what to prepare, you know, for our evaluations, stuff like that. And then when we would ask, we'd be like, well, so how many girls passed? Like how old are they? They'd be like, you'll find out.
Oh.
They literally didn't tell us anything. So like I was really nervous because nobody wants to believe me, but I'm actually an introvert. Like I'm a crazy introvert. So my social anxiety was like through the roof. And I was like, how am I going to talk? I mean, like, what do I say? Like these girls.
Was every time like JYP walked in the building, they kind of put like exclamation marks on you. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Almost like you were like because you be kind of like minding your business, talking la 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 la. Oh.
No, literally. Yeah, those reactions were just raw. Those were, yeah. But my fondest memories of LA was just getting to meet the girls and just talking to them and realizing how it wasn't what I expected. I thought there was going to be a lot more tension than there actually was, especially since it was like from the get-go, we were seeing everyone dance and sing and do their little hidden talent, and then we were just shoved into groups. So you would think there was like, there would be so much tension and stuff. But no, all of us like, we were just trying to survive like together. It was just a matter of like just getting to know each other. Like, hey girl, oh my gosh, you're not a singer? I'm not a singer either. Yeah. Or like some of them would be like, oh, well, I'm not a dancer. And I was like, it's okay. We can work on it. So yeah, those are my memories.
Who was the first member that you kind of like connected with?
The first member, and this is going to seem like a surprise. The first member I connected with was Camilla.
Okay.
Because
I'm not surprised.
I'm not at all. Not at all.
Surprise.
She is so me and her, the Canadian education system is like different.
Okay.
So her graduating high school is like 3 years in Montreal, and then you go to like this thing called CJEP, da 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 da. So to California, like entertainment minor work law, they recognized me and her as adults because we had both graduated from high school.
Okay.
Right? And like I graduated a year early. So those hours when the girls were doing school, we were literally just like sitting there. Like in the little area. We couldn't be like, we were just in the lobby because we didn't want to distract them.
Okay.
So it was like a good like 3.5 hours where it was like literally just me and her. And we were talking, we would like stretch together, vocal warm-ups together. But yeah, she's the first person I got close to.
That makes a lot of sense. I feel like she was like the most inviting person, like upon first impression. Like she seemed very welcoming and just very, wholesome.
Yes.
Well, I kind of, there was like little things that would happen during the show that made me feel like it was that. Because like anytime he would announce the rankings, like y'all would be the first people to look at each other.
Right.
And I kind of like picked out, like I had called my wife downstairs and I was like, look at this. You see that, right? I was like, I guarantee you they were the closest, because, I think Camilla got first place for singing.
Yeah.
And the first person she looked at was you.
Yeah.
And then y'all hugged each other. She walked over, got the thing. And then she kind of came back. I was like, see, I told you. I'm on to something. So yeah, I had kind of picked up that vibe that you and Camilla had gotten really close during the show. Because, and not only that, y'all were close in age. And it just seemed like y'all were also close, like talent-wise. Like that was just kind of like the vibe I had gotten.
It was really like wonderful to meet her because like, what my strength was her weakness, and then vice versa. And so we kind of just like we were like the push and pull for each other.
Nice.
And then we were close in age, and a lot of the girls would come to like the two of us, we always call each other we were called like Oma and Appa, like the mom and dad.
Oh yeah.
Because we would always like we would be there, and it was so cute because like in Backdoor, whenever Gina like would be upset about something, she would like come to me and I'd be like, ask your mom. Ask your mom. Or like if Camila didn't want to handle it, she'd be like, go ask your dad. Go ask your dad.
Cool.
And it was just it was just really fun because me and her were like magnets almost. Yeah.
So how stressful was like the evaluation process? You know, as we're giving stones, like, could you talk about how stressful that was?
I think in Korea, okay, in LA, it was so stressful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it was intense, but I also like was really sick, and it was like you're not, you're in a completely unfamiliar place. They only tell you certain amounts of information. You literally have no idea what to expect from JYP. Like you have no idea what he's about to say, and it's like right then. It's like like we had to film our evaluations back to back to back.
That's how it felt.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how-
Because I was like,
yeah,
they
just
were in
like
this
that.
room for a long
No,
time.
yeah. So we were filming like back to back to back, and we were watching everybody's evaluation back to back to back. So it was like all that like pressure of like, oh my God, we're evaluating like back to back. LA was definitely when it was the most stressful for me.
Wow.
And then like we had like those 2 days like to practice our songs, which really ended up being one. And then you had to perform, and then it was another evaluation, and then it's like whoa. But then in
Man.
Korea, it's more of like, well, you have like a couple weeks to practice, and then you're in front of JYP. So it's like you give yourself more like time mentally to prepare.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that made it less stressful. It eased it for me.
Okay. So during preparations for the group performance in LA, they showed you fall out on the show holding your head. So
Yeah.
could you go into detail about that?
So it's so embarrassing. I like literally think of my life as a joke. Like it's just a big joke. But basically, I was sick that whole time, right? And I was just chugging Gatorade and chugging Dayquil and chugging NyQuil and not drinking enough water to accommodate that.
Okay.
And basically completely dehydrated myself. And then we had to like dance for like so long. Usually the amount of time we had to dance, like that's normal for me. So I just kept pushing myself. I was like, well, I can handle this on a day-to-day. Like, what is going on? It was only like 4 hours. I was like, what is going on? Like, I do this normally. But the more I would push it, I would get this headache. And they were like, okay. And it's also the first time where we had to then like start singing and dancing. Like that day.
Okay.
After you learn the dance, you have to start singing and dancing it. And I was like, that was completely new to me. Like, I'm only used to only dancing. So I was like, whoa. So singing those notes that I had just learned, like in my head, because they didn't show much, but I had found like how to really push it in my chest voice. But I had just learned it, so it was really hard for me. So singing like really made my headache. Oh,
Okay.
horrible. On top of dancing in heels. Yeah, because we could only rehearse in the shoes we were going to perform in. Really, by the end, the last one, they were like, Cristina, just do it one more time for us, please. And I was like, I am going to pass out. And they were like, just once. And I was like, okay. So I did it once, and then I fell.
Okay.
That explains a lot. Because I had thought, I was like, I don't know if that's a migraine.
Oh,
But-
definitely it was a migraine.
okay,
Like,
okay.
when you see, like, lights?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like, by the end of the song, at the jumping,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm seeing lights. And then at the doom, and I have to go down like this. Yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching it, we thought he had set y'all up when he picked y'all that song for y'all. 'Cause-
Really?
Yes, because
Yeah.
we were just like, man, like, because one of the other groups got Love Me Like This.
Mhm.
And we were just like, why didn't they get, like, because it was like, y'all are dancers. So why
Right.
didn't, so we all were like, oh, hopefully he ain't set her up with it. Because I think it was you that really
Yeah,
was
I
like,
was in my feelings.
In the fields.
Yes.
Well, 1080p,
Yeah.
I know you had a question about the outfits.
Hold on, what?
She's like, I'm not here.
Put questions on there,
I
too.
put them on the thing. You were supposed to read my voice.
Okay,
was not
okay, I
supposed to
can-
be here.
I can ask the question if you don't want to. Okay.
Stop putting her on the spot.
I wasn't prepared for that.
You're normally on the podcast, so okay. Well, anyway, 1080p had actually was curious if you guys had any input on like your outfits that you got to wear and your song choices like during the performance,
or the hair and the makeup.
or hair and the makeup.
Sorry.
So in LA, no.
Okay.
But it was also like a matter, there was literally no time for us to have to say. Like, we had to perform the next day we learned it. So we had absolutely, I mean, like, we had say if, like, because my outfit was actually different. It wasn't supposed to be that leotard. It was supposed to be, like, high knee socks.
Okay.
And then the skirt. But they kept slipping down. So they were like, okay, you're going to put on a whole leotard. It's just, like, quick things like that.
Okay.
But then in Korea, it was a little different. Our song choices, we had no say in our song choices. They picked that for us. In terms of outfits, we also had no say.
Okay.
And it was also like a lot of clips on the show. Like, you know, the TikTok we had to film for Backdoor. Like, we got styled that day for that. So like those weren't our own clothes and stuff. The only time we're wearing our own clothes is like clips when we're actually in the company. Ooh, not even, because then sometimes they did actually style us. So it's selective. So like sometimes, like I saw one TikTok where I was like, "Can we talk about Christina's style?" And I was so happy that they picked like the 3 times that I actually wore my own clothes. Yeah, I actually put that fit together. But so we didn't have a say in outfits. In terms of hair, makeup, no say either. We could be like, "Oh, maybe can I get like a darker color, lip color or something?" And they would be like, but it doesn't fit you for this outfit. And we'd be like, okay. But in terms of hair is like the biggest thing that I probably struggled with, like in Korea the whole time. I know you probably saw I had braids like for the first and last mission. My hair is so damaged. It's been damaged because as a little kid, like my mom would just straighten my hair all the time because she just doesn't know. So I have a lot of heat damage, and then I had just gone blonde, and then I actually permed my hair, and there was just so much damage, and I was just really worried. I was like, I don't want my hair to fall out of my head.
Yeah, you definitely don't want that.
No, literally. So I got the braids in, and I was like, hopefully this is easy because like you can style braids, you can put it up, you know, you can like half up, half down, you know. And they did. They put it up. Yeah. And then in Backdoor, when I had my natural hair, they just straightened me out and then cut a bob. And it was like, I was fine with it as long as they like had heat protectant. I was like, I expected it, but it kind of was shocking to like be in the moment experiencing like how little they knew about hair that's not black pin straight. You know what I mean? Like hair that has any other sort of texture or like porosity, like something like just different. They just don't know. So it was it was kind of fun actually, like push and pull. I like showed them what eco was, and I was like, this is gel. Because they like would want to use a lot of things that like you just can't put in my hair. You know what I mean? And I was really careful to explain it like not I don't like it kind of way in like a no seriously. Like if you put water in my hair when it's straight, it's gonna blow up. Like my curls are gonna come back. It's just like little things like that I'm glad they do know now. And then that they were so willing to learn because honestly, the last thing I wanted was to seem like I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were like, oh my God, really? And then it was so cute because this one stylist, she said she works with American artists, but she like, I guess not with people with like curly hair. And so she was like taking pictures of my eco and like taking pictures of my leave-in. And it was so cute. And she was like, I will buy this. I will buy this. And I was like, thank you. And like I taught them about edges and stuff like that. So yeah, I think hair was definitely the biggest challenge, but I feel like they got the most out of it.
That's great.
And I'm content with how my hair looked for the whole show. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we go quick pivot. You know, they kind of made a focus on you and food in Korea.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Shout out.
So I'm curious to know what's your top 5 favorite foods in Korea.
So first off, that was such a shocker. Like,
for real?
no. Me and my mom, we started like everybody knew then. I love food. Like we all know that. Like if you put a plate in front of me, I'm gonna eat it.
Okay.
Like I don't care if I'm full, and like I will always eat. And so I would always get complimented, like, because in Korea, if like you eat well, that's like a really good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're like, oh, like you're eating so well, and so they would always tell me that, and I'm like, ugh. I know. It's just so good. So my top 5 foods, I don't know. We were fed so well. That's also
Nice.
number one
Okay.
thing.
That's great to hear. Yes.
No. We were fed and then like we were allowed to bring snacks if we were hungry. Because I used to be on like I was eating 6 meals a day. I wanted to bulk at one point in my life. Like, and I want to be ripped, like shredded.
The gains.
So I was
working on the
yeah.
gains.
So I was eating, like I was waking up in the middle of the night to eat and stuff like that. And then when A2K came, I like all of a sudden stopped. And I was really hungry all the time. So I started the snack trend, and I would like bring like a little kimbap from like the convenience store, and I would have like my kimbap. So I think my top foods definitely kimbap is there. I can't rank it for you.
Okay, that's fine.
They're like all number
That's
one
good.
for me.
Okay, good.
You saw me eating the sotok, which is like the sausage and the rice cake.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
We could only have it occasionally because spicy food is like not good for your voice vocally.
Yeah.
So when we did have it, like we had it. Like we were eating that up. And actually when we filmed that we actually had just come back from lunch. So we were like, we had ate our fill, and then they gave us something. So I was like, yeah, thanks, thanks. And like I ate that, and then like the little scene of like when Camila wanted like the sugar corn dog. Those are my favorite. Like you're
so
not
she's
taking. I'm at least having the first bite. Like I'm so sorry. So that's when I was like, girl, let me take the first bite. But yeah, sotok is up there. Tteokbokki is up there. I just love spicy food. Jjajangmyeon is up there.
What's that?
Jjajangmyeon is like, it's black bean noodles.
Okay.
And it's like, it's actually Chinese. I had no idea.
Okay.
Well, I'm not completely sure, but we could only find it in like Chinese places in Korea.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But like jjajang means like the black bean, and then you can either put it with rice or you can put it with noodles. I like it best with noodles because it like your mouth gets like this big.
Wow.
It's so good. And then with pickled radish, oh my God, it's so good. So I love jjajangmyeon, any kind of ramen, literally anything in the convenience store. Like when we were trying to eat healthier, because we were trying to eat healthier at one point, they have like little to-go cups of like fruit juice. And we would have like, I'm going to have a mango juice. It's like loaded with sugar. But we were like, we're going to have a mango juice. It's fruit. Or like they would have like hard-boiled eggs. And we'd be like, thanks. Because it was just so good.
Wow.
So, yeah.
It was funny too because every time they showed you eating something you're like, oh,
Yeah. No, and I didn't realize how much I actually do that because like when we were at Waffle House today, and it just hit so hard. And I was like,
Waffle House.
no, literally. And then I was like, whoa.
Those are genuine reactions.
No,
yeah.
I like caught myself and I was like, no way I actually do that. Because watching the show, I was like, I'm so dramatic. Like I don't actually eat like that, guys. Like I swear.
Well, even when the girls had to go to the amusement park next to the hotel, I feel like Camila said, Cristina can't be here. We got to bring some food back so Cristina can try.
Yeah, they know me.
So they definitely angled it like you were the food tasting person. And they even had that slow montage.
That was so crazy to me. I was like, oh my God. They were taking advantage of my reaction.
Content, man.
No, literally. Yeah.
Did you get a chance to like explore Korea at all, or were you guys kind of like at the facility most of the time?
So we were at the facility most of the time.
Got it.
Okay.
But where we were staying, like, was a tourist spot. We were staying at Latte World Hotel, which right under it is Latte World Mall.
Okay.
And then the Latte Amusement Park is like right around the corner.
Oh, so it's all really connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like all like it's a tourist spot.
Okay.
Like, you know, like Disney World where there's like the resorts that's like right there and then
Okay.
the park is right there and stuff. It was like that. Like Latte World, the mall was underneath and then the subway station was right there. We got a day off a week and then those days off we would like take advantage of it. So we went to Hongdae a lot. We went to Gangnam.
Okay.
If not, we slept the entire day because we were just so dead exhausted. But we definitely tried during the week when we were supposed to go to the facility though, like it was like facility. And then we would come back and then we'd go to a studio and we'd keep working and stuff. But yeah.
So, just to jump back to the LA boot camp again, you did All I Ask by Adele
Right.
during the vocal performance, but they don't show us much of it. So,
Yeah.
how do you feel your vocal performance went? Like your assessment of it, since we didn't get a chance to see it.
I think there definitely was improvement from regionals. I had worked on growing up, I would just like sing while I'm doing the dishes. Like I never sang like for real. In church, I like sang like as a backup singer for my little youth band, but I was like singing the melody, like like I can sing the melody of the song like in the back. I wasn't even leading the song. Like I was on top of the girl leading it just to be like a body there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like something professional and it wasn't something I was like even focused on because I was just all about my dancing. And then at regionals, he was like, so you can't sing. Basically. And he was like, but you have a good start. You got a nice tone, you know? And I was like, whoa. And then he was like, but like, I can just tell that the fundamentals aren't there. And I was like, okay, mom, you are a singer. Go ahead. And then she started teaching me so many different things that I like couldn't even comprehend at first. I was like, what do you mean you have to breathe with your diaphragm?
Oh, yeah.
Like what? That makes no sense. You breathe with your lungs. You breathe with your, like, it just doesn't, it just didn't make sense. But she was like, no, but you have to do it this way or else you'll damage your voice. Da, 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 da. So she just like taught me a lot of those things. And then when I like was kind of getting the hang of it is when boot camp came around and I was like, okay, well, at least I want to show him that I can breathe right. You know, at least I have a little fundamental.
Right.
But that day I had actually gone like after seeing everybody go. So, the order of the show was a little different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I had gone, it was like everybody had gone. And Melissa had actually just gone before me. Right. So I saw that. And I was like,
Yeah, your face
Oh,
during her
yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
no. I was like, my mom, she was like, you know what? You looked pale in the face. You looked like there was no blood flowing to your brain. And I was like, that's crazy because there wasn't any. Like, I was so nervous. I was more nervous than regionals.
Oh, wow.
More nervous than I've ever been in my entire life. Like, way more nervous. And I stand up there, like, my palms are sweating. I grab the mic. It's like, I'm like, oh my God. I'm going to sing All I Ask by Adele. And then, honestly, my assessment is I'm just proud of myself for getting through the song. Because I have this really bad habit when I mess up or, like, if I just feel like I just didn't start well, I stop. And my mom's always like, do not stop because you're going to get your brain into the habit of stopping in the middle of a performance. And honestly, I'm just proud of myself for singing the whole song all the way through. And, like, I hit every single note I was supposed to. You know, maybe I sounded a little breathy here and there. Maybe my nerves made a little voice crack come up. But it's normal. It happens to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
So I definitely wasn't expecting, like, to get the vocal stone after seeing all the vocal evaluations prior. So when he was like, oh, another stone's going to be passed out, I was like, Kaylee, you got that. Yeah. You got that, girl. Yeah.
Well, that was probably one of the biggest injustices of the show because you didn't really get to see your progression vocally at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we saw like 2 seconds of that performance.
Mm-hmm.
They showed the LA performance. So we didn't see you sing again technically until the group evaluation.
Right.
So that's kind of like one of the things that the show kind of failed to showcase.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even opinionated. That's just like kind of like factual.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So when he announces, like it seemed like you hadn't even realized it, like after the Call Me Baby performance, and he gives you the vocal stone.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point you were the third person to get
Right.
like all the stones.
Right.
All right.
And it's like it seemed like it hadn't even hit you that you were going to Korea yet, because he says, "Christina, you're going to Korea." Is that the moment where it hits you like, "Oh, I am"?
Yeah. Like when he was like, get the vocal, because we were just so like, I need to get each stone by each stone. We
Yeah.
weren't thinking about like how many we have had. We were
Okay.
thinking about just getting the rest of them. And so in my head, I was like, it was so funny because I was in all green, right? And I was
Yeah.
like, that's so like ironic that I need the vocal stone, which is
Green.
green. Yeah. And I'm wearing all green. But when he was like, you get your vocal stone, I was like, oh, shoot, great. I have the vocal stone. What's the next one? Like in my head. And then he was like, you're going to Korea. And I was like, no, wait. No, I'm not. And then it hit me and I was like, whoa. And then I started crying and I was like, oh my God, I'm done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So, yeah.
Oh, it's on me.
I can keep going.
Hey, no, this is fine, man. I'm enjoying myself, man. So while in Korea, was there like any advice that you've gotten that was like, I'm probably hold on to this like forever? Do you have those moments?
I had a bunch of those moments vocally. I feel like those 3 months is like the most I've improved in a category of myself, like the fastest in my entire life. Like I've never realized, like I literally didn't think of myself as a singer at all. But then by the end, when I was singing Go Getter, when I like had the whole second verse, I was like, wait a second. I think I'm a little good.
I can do this.
nice.
Like I think I can do this a little bit. Like, whoa, maybe I can also sing, not just rap. You know what I mean? So vocally, like they're so like they literally like kind of taught me how to sing. His training system is so amazing. It's really selective, like to what they want. And like in terms of by each song, you know, like for Swing Baby, I was taught to sing this way for Swing Baby. Like you need to
I
sing
see.
this like this. For Backdoor, completely different. It's
Okay.
like your singing lines complete. Like you need to actually flip the way you sang Swing Baby. Flip it. It's like completely different. It's a whole another vibe. And then Go Getter and Universe, it was like, whoa. Now it's like your own song, so you need to find your own flavor to bring. And me as like a non-vocalist, I'm like, whoa. What do you mean by that?
So it sounds like they kind of just trained you in just for every type of situation, basically,
Right.
or everything like that. That's
So like
cool.
but I feel like personally, like that's the way I would learn it fastest. Because
Okay.
now, like that I've learned how to sing in those different styles that I had to, I have like those techniques, and I'm like, okay, well now I know how to sing like for that kind of style, and I'm
like
like
your way of approaching it, and
Right.
everything
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
rather than like I don't know how you would normally learn how to sing, but
Yeah, that makes sense.
I really liked that way, and I feel like I've benefited a lot from it.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my biggest beefs with the show towards
Oh.
the end was the stickers.
Oh yeah, the sticker.
Because I felt like the stickers was like a way of like gatekeeping, in a sense that the fans that were watching the show don't
Mhm.
necessarily get a chance to
Mhm.
see.
Mhm.
So could you like give us like details on like how the stickers were
Mhm.
given out? Like, so if you're at a vocal lesson, do you have to do good
Right.
in order for them to give it to you? Or
Right.
or is just doing your best enough to
Mhm.
get a sticker?
So you're gonna be surprised when I say this. Everybody always got a sticker.
Oh.
It's just a matter of how many stickers.
Okay.
The teacher, like, because they truly just wanted to see improvement, and all of us like always improved at least a little. So they were like, "Yeah, here's a sticker." It's just like sometimes some of us would get more than one,
Okay.
and like. So then our little on the like the little book,
Yeah.
like my dance page is like literally full. Like I was getting 4 like 5 at a time. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of like what they wanted to air on the show, I guess. But everyone was always improving. It's just like they kind of yeah. Some people were getting more. But everybody would always get at least one
Okay.
for vocal
Nice.
and dancing, no matter the skill level, because they truly did evaluate like based on your for the first half, based on your personal like improvement. for those first 2 missions, it was like truly like you can now hold an actual note. You know what I mean? You deserve a sticker. It's just on the show they didn't show that for everybody.
I do remember like all of us really enjoyed your rendition of JYP's performance.
Oh,
during
really?
the
Of Swing
auditions.
Baby?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that was cool.
yeah. Swing Baby. Yeah, all of us were like, "Oh man, that was really good."
Yeah.
Really?
But out of curiosity, while you were waiting in the room, which performance did you enjoy the most?
Oh, so honestly, our solo stages, we kind of like,
Kind of knew what was happening.
yeah. And because we had all seen each other, like, you know, we had all done it for each other. We
Practice.
all watched each other, like, practice our own piece. But I think I was really impressed. Let me think. Okay, I was really impressed by Kendall's because the difference, it was just completely different than Wannabe.
Mhm.
And it was completely different than Pop. And it was completely different than I Have Nothing. You know, like it was just completely different than all of those of what she'd shown us. And we actually had a time where she came to me and because I got first in dancing and she was like, Christina, please watch me dance. I need you to help me. And I was like, I got you, girl. Come on. So I would do the thing that I do with my dance team where like I give them a dead face. So it's like they don't feel, so they get used to being like in front of somebody who like has that dead face.
Okay.
So then their adrenaline starts pumping like if somebody were to smile at them, if somebody, you know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to give you the whole dead face shablamo, let's go. And she was like, okay. She goes, she gets in her little position. As soon as the thing starts and she puts her head up like this, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, I could tell that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like she didn't have to start singing. It was just one of those things where you were like, this is like she made that was like to me 24 hours by Kendall, like for that time being. I was like, whoa. Of course, nobody can like top the Queen Sunmi, but it's like at her age, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you do that? You know?
Yeah.
If anything, I asked her, I was like, how did you do that? like, tell me, how did you teach me that? Because I need to do that. So her emotions are literally through the roof. And I don't know how much of my reactions they showed for her performance, but I was literally screaming my butt off.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, they did like when they showed a like quick thing of everybody talking about who they wanted to see. I felt like you did say
Yeah.
Kendall was.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah, we definitely all were like, yeah, Kendall's winning. Yeah. Just because her emotions, like, not even like just a skill thing. It's just like the way she completely embodied the song to like this is my song, like this is my solo stage. It was like, whoa. And like we all aspired to embody our songs like how she embodied her song. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all killed those individual
Mhm.
performances for sure.
Mhm.
So one of the other questions I had was, so on the last episode, right, when he's announcing everybody, the one thing like I didn't know how to take was so JYP, like after he announces the winners from the team,
Oh yeah.
and he calls you and it wasn't Gina, it was Gina.
Yeah, it was Gina.
She calls you and Gina over, and then he's
Mhm.
like, Christina, I couldn't pick you for the group. Evaluations were coming from everywhere.
Mhm.
Like, how did you take that? Because I was just like, hold on, what do you mean? Like, aren't you JYP?
Yeah. Oh, it's like, what?
Good.
Because the clip they showed,
Mhm.
like, I don't know. I be thinking too much on this stuff, right? We literally paused it and we're like, look, hold on,
We
he just
did.
moved somebody.
Oh yeah, we
Right,
was trying to
right.
identify
Yeah, we
everybody
was
that was
like,
blurred. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like, he just moved somebody from completely out into 5th place, so he bumped somebody out.
Mhm.
And it was something that somebody said. One of the
She said
somebody
that's the look that they're going for, or
that's the-
something
that's
like
the group the
that.
Korean audience
Yeah,
is
she
looking
said
for.
that.
Oh wow.
And we
They
were
said
just yes.
Well,
I'm not sure if that was
they left
exactly,
that
but
clip.
it was something about the audience. They said that's what
Yeah,
the
the
audience want
audience.
to see.
Yeah, because like we were already like drained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were already we were
Yeah.
already mad from the previous episode
Right.
because we felt like the Universe song and the other song
Go get her.
Go Get Her.
Mhm.
We didn't like that song at all.
Oh my god.
I can't even lie to you. I felt like both of the songs were kind of like because I don't feel like we all felt like it didn't accomplish anything, right?
That's what
The
our
whole
question
challenge,
was.
right.
We were just like, what was the purpose of the challenge?
Yeah,
with
because it
these-
didn't feel like it accomplished. It didn't feel like it made anybody stand out or mess up anymore. Because it's like everybody had obviously grown at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
based on how everything had went so far, we had assumed that you and Camilla were like the top performing people consistently throughout the whole show.
1000%.
So when JYP came and
Thank
said evaluate, no,
Yeah.
that's just what
Yeah,
happened.
facts.
That's
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
It's not even a compliment. It's just what happened.
Yes.
It's factual. But JYP came in and was like, evaluations came from everywhere. So out of curiosity, like, how did you take like that comment?
Well, if you know me, I'm very logically minded. I don't think with my emotions first ever. So when he said that, I literally took it as is. I was like, okay, so evaluations came from everywhere. I mean, multiple people then, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I get it. I didn't really take it into heart. I kind of saw the signs before the final mission, and I just went into the final mission thinking I'm just gonna do good for me at this point. I'm just gonna do good so that I'm proud of myself, so that my mom's proud of myself. My mom, she could tell you she loved both the performances. She loved my dancing in it. She loved my singing. I literally, because we had to we rehearsed a couple performs a couple times before. I came to her, I was like, Mom, now tell me, what do I gotta work on? She was like, it's literally perfect, Cristina. It's beautiful, if anything. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And she almost started crying, and I was like, freak, Mom, I have to go perform. Don't cry right now. But we knew, and it was disappointing, but I'm proud of myself for not letting it show in the performance. I kind of just let go, and I was just like, I'm just gonna enjoy what I'm doing right now in the moment of it.
Well, I want to say first, despite everything, congratulations
Yes.
Thank you.
for the whole
Okay.
experience, because I can't imagine how it was having all the cameras on you,
Yeah.
Yep.
having to change up so much on the
Being
fly.
away from home.
Yeah,
Right.
that, and
Right.
just holding your composure through this whole process,
Mhm.
because I couldn't imagine how tough it would be after giving your all
Right.
after this type of experience. So I really commend you for that,
Thank
and
you.
just despite, I thought you did amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
Really great job.
Thank you.
I was gonna say the same thing. This interview is making my heart smile. I do want to ask though, do you have a favorite performance that you've done? I guess in that show was yo, I killed this one. Y'all gotta check this one out.
Oh, definitely Backdoor.
Yeah,
Backdoor.
That's
would
where
agree.
all the edits are from. All the edits on TikTok, my little rum pum pum pum. But honestly, I think it's also because in that team, with Gina, because I didn't really get close to Gina up until Backdoor. But me and her, we really clicked all of a sudden. And
I
then
can see that.
me and Camila were already, you know what I mean? But then me and Gina, we just felt like we felt like a strong team. Honestly, it felt like it felt like we were a group already.
If I could say,
that is
Yeah.
I feel like I might have said that, because during that performance, I felt something more out of Gina, and I'm like, it's because she was paired with y'all.
Right.
Really,
that's
I
what it
felt
was.
that chemistry and everything, and I was just like, I love this, because it seems like y'all, like you said, you picked off your balances and everything, your
Right.
highs and
Yep.
your lows, and
Feed
I
off
felt
each
that.
other.
I felt that a lot.
Yeah. So Backdoor was definitely my biggest one. It's also the one all of us had the most fun.
It shows.
It was because the
Yeah.
solo stages, they were fun, but at the same time felt lonely at times. Because when you're in lesson, it's just you. But when you're in lesson with your team, it's we were cracking jokes all the time. Our vocal teacher, she literally, I would always do this thing where whenever she'd be like, Cristina, I need you, because I had this problem where I would use too much air when I sing. And so for Backdoor, you need to make very clear sounds It needs to be clear.
Yeah.
And so when I did my rap, I would rap like how I'm talking. And she was like, why is it that when you rap, it sounds perfectly clear, but then when you go to sing, it sounds like air? And then I would always, because we would have a table, I would always go, I don't know. And I would get frustrated with myself. And so like we just have so many like cute little inside jokes like that just made the whole process like feel like less of being evaluated and more of like, oh, I'm performing with my girls. You know what I mean? So yeah, Backdoor was definitely my favorite.
1080p had a question about, yes, you. How was the language barrier in Korea? Like, how was it, trying to communicate? Did you pick up a lot of Korean while you were there?
So having taught K-pop and stuff, I kind of took it upon myself to learn Korean. At least like when I was teaching, I wanted to at least know what I was dancing to. You know what I mean? So I was like, let me at least translate, the lyric. Let me make sure I'm not teaching little kids a song that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I just got fascinated with the Korean language. And I was like, wait a second, this is kind of cool. So I kind of was studying on my own for a while. I never really put into action genuinely speaking.
Okay.
I completely knew how to read and write. And like completely. I was like obsessed.
Yeah, I can tell because when y'all were doing the vocal stuff, I was like, yo, that's Hangul they were reading. That's
yeah,
not
like
the
the Sweet
point
Baby.
it out,
No. I had a blast learning his lyrics. I was like, yeah. And then his lyrics they're really good. Okay,
Yeah.
like especially for Swing Baby. Swing Baby. JYP, his old songs are so good to me.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
Who's
yeah,
Your
yeah.
Mama and Swing Baby were like my songs. I was like, yeah. And then I got Swing Baby. I was like, yeah. Yeah, so I had a blast learning those lyrics. But so I definitely I would say being in a household of different cultures and hearing multiple languages, because like Spanish, Portuguese is going on all the time in my house.
Okay.
Living in America, speaking active English, like my brain adapts very easily, I would say. So being in a completely different country where everything is in Korean, everything, the roads, the sign, speaking English was like it was like a luxury. Like if you knew English, it's honestly not one of those countries where it's like people genuinely like know English. Like no. Yeah, nobody really knew English for real. It was like very broken. So my brain just really adapted very fast, especially in the facility. Like if like we just didn't the trainers didn't know any English. I mean, they would know like one. They'd be like, hey, 1, 2, 3. But other than that, they like knew no English. And so my brain kind of forced itself to just like reroute. And I can confidently say I was like almost as fluent as Gina while we were there.
Wow.
And Gina can tell you this. She literally, because there's times like when we were in Backdoor, the teacher would say something because we had translators, and it got to the point where the translators like they got to chill out whenever me and Gina were there, because like we like knew what the trainers were saying. But the trainer like it got to the point where the trainer would like say something to Camila or something, and the translator would be like, Gina, how do you say that? Christina, how would you say that? Like, how would you translate that? And then Gina would be like, how would you say that in English? And like we would just like banter back and forth, and that's when I really knew. I was like, wait a second, I think I like actually kind of know Korean.
Wow.
And then it blew my mom's mind because I honestly was not spending a lot of time with my mom. We had to be practicing all the time. It like during preparation for the final mission, me and mom like we went out to eat, like just me and her time, and we went to get jjajangmyeon actually. And my brother didn't come with us. And she was like, wait, you have to order. Like, I completely ordered for us in Korean. And she was like, whoa, wait a second. You like, actually kind of know. And I was like, no, mom, ordering is so, like, that's so easy. You just say, like, 이거 하나. Like, it's so easy. And she was like, I couldn't do it. And I was like, yeah. But then she was like, wait, we have to order something to go for Aaron, like for my brother. And I was like, oh, I got you. And she was like, what? And so then I was like, yeah, and like I ordered the thing and to go, and then the lady like she asked me, she was speaking so fast, and she was like, wait, so let me just be sure you want this order like for here, like you want 2 jjajangmyeons to like bring to the table to eat now, and then you want this portion to be for to go and stuff. And I was like, like, yeah. And like, I was like getting it. And then my mom was like, no way you got all of that. And I was like, no, I got it though. That's what's so crazy. So I think like I definitely got like 80% fluent. I understand a lot more than I speak just because there's just vocab. Like you just need to know in Korean. But in terms of like dancing terminology, vocal terminology, like I know all that stuff because like that's what I was around the most. So yeah.
One of the funniest moments that happens on the show, we all got a good laugh out of it, was when you were practicing for, I can't remember what you were practicing for, but somebody walks in.
Oh, yeah.
And you literally walk, and your back is against the wall. We thought you were going to knock over the TV for a second there.
That was funny.
It was so good.
So aside from just that moment of meeting somebody, were there any moments like that in the JYP building? Like, did you run into twice stray kids?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, we ran into everybody. I ran into okay. I am a diehard ITZY fan. Like, I'm taking it to my grave. Like, I don't care that I didn't make it. I will always love ITZY as much as I always have. And oh my gosh, whoa.
Having flashbacks?
No, literally. But we had met twice first was who I met.
Okay.
And we had met like 3 of them. Not everyone from Twice. You kind of it's just like you meet when they're like passing in the hallway.
Okay.
You know? It's not something like crazy formal, but everybody had met like all the ITZY members before. I had seen a single one. And I was like, I'm gonna lose my mind. Like I need to meet, like I can't be here in their company when they're coming every single day and not like, okay. I'm a diehard Chaeyoung fan, okay?
Oh, me too.
No,
She's my
Chaeyoung
bias.
is my ultimate bias. Like, what's your bias in Chaeyoung from ITZY? Like, literally, I love her so much. She's the first ITZY member I met.
Nice.
Oh my
Great.
gosh. I was so happy. I met her in the bathroom. I was like washing my hands. She came in and she was like, oh, like the stall doors were both closed. And I was like, she was like, oh, like, is this like, is there people in there? And I was like, oh my God, no. And I was like, hi, because we have to like greet each other. We have to go like, 안녕하세요 and stuff. So I greeted her and she was like, oh, no, you don't have to bow so low. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. I literally love her so much. And then I met Yeji and Rujin after that. And then I met Yuna. And then I met Leah. And I was so happy. I was like,
that's great.
I can die happy now. I can die happy. But then, yeah, so we met Stray Kids too. We met, I forgot how to say their name. NMIX. We met NMIX. And then we met the Extraordinary Heroes.
Yeah.
Extraordinary Heroes. Oh, and NITU. We met all the NITU girls.
Oh, nice.
They're the ones we talked to the most.
Great.
Because they literally, we were doing what they did. You know what I mean? Like the show
Makes
was
sense.
literally parallel. Theirs was just Japanese. So it was really cute. Rima and my mom are like actually best friends. Like they talk. No, I'm being dramatic. They talked like one time in the lunch line, like through the whole lunch line, they like were talking. And it was so funny because like Camila was like, you do realize your mom's literally talking to Rima right now. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how she's sane. But yeah. So we had a lot of interactions.
Okay. 1080p had another question, and it was, I can't believe she makes this face every time I would
Because I be forgetting. I'm working.
Has the experience of A2K changed any of your goals?
I think most definitely. Before A2K, I didn't think I would ever be like open to the idea of debuting and like genuinely being in the public eye. I was like, I didn't think I was like worth it. I was like, I'm just a dancer, just like I don't need a debut. Because while teaching, I would get questions a lot. People would be like, "You don't want to debut? You're so young. You're so young. You don't want to debut." And I'm gonna be like, I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I like teaching. I think I was just like comfortable in my little box. And then doing A2K, I pushed myself out of that box so bad. Like, I just jumped to one of the big 3. You know, I was like, let me just go on this JYP show. Whoa. And I really love being on stage, and I love performing, and I love singing, and dancing. That's the part people are like, oh, it's so hard and stuff. No, but like that feeling of like almost being out of breath is so thrilling to me. It's like, whoa, I love that. Like once I'm done with my part, I'm like while I'm doing the rest of the dance, and it's just I don't know. I just love it. So my goals have definitely rerouted, and I do want to debut again, either solo or in another group. I don't know. Yeah.
So like, what's like, I would say your most like nerve-wracking experience about the whole thing? Like, even though I know you just said that it's preparing you for your future, but what's one thing that like really just kind of made you kind of more nervous or unsettled about the whole A2K experience?
What really made me unsettled was I didn't like the fact that I had to genuinely wrap my head around the fact that it's also like what I was doing was filming a TV show. Like it's for entertainment, for an audience. While filming the show, it was completely like, I think it felt more fair than it ended up showing on the TV. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's it's unsettling to see, but I get it because it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you got to make money. The company needs to follow the plan that they had set from the very beginning. Yeah. It's just unsettling because I had this point of view that wasn't the same as their point of view.
Okay.
In terms of the entire thing.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
With it being reality TV, is there like any scenes you like, man, I wish y'all kind of put that part in there, or watching it back? Or was it like a moment that's like, hey, y'all should put that in there?
There's a bunch actually. And not even in like a negative sense, but like there's so many. I just wish they showed a lot more of our behind the scenes.
Okay.
Like of when we were actually preparing for our team mission, so people can see like so people don't have to speculate whether we genuinely like each other or not. That's what I didn't like seeing on social media.
Oh yeah, see, I don't be on social media, so I didn't
socials.
see that. I never get that feeling. Like it never came off like anybody didn't get along. It always seemed like all of y'all were rooting for each other.
Yes.
1000%.
Every single time they showed somebody during somebody's performance, everybody seemed like they were genuinely like supportive of what everybody else had going on. There were a couple of times during the LA thing where I kind of pointed out like Savannah looked like she zoned out. Yeah. And that's why I was just like, no, but that's why I was just like, they've obviously been in this room for a long time.
Yeah, we were there for
because I think there's a point where she's like zoned out and JYP's like, Savannah, she's like, and I was just like, yeah, they've been in that room for hours. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah, but I definitely think I forgot what I was saying.
About how it never people online believing that.
Oh yeah. I just saw like just unnecessary speculation like about like, oh, like she looked at her this way and stuff. But like it wasn't even like that. I just wish they showed more behind the scenes of so you could see like our interactions and like us genuinely working together. Also so that you could see like the actual hardships we went through. I feel like they kind of showed it in LA, but they just kind of glossed over it.
Yeah, it was like minuscule,
no,
right?
Literally,
because it's like we get most of it from people talking, right? So, because I think Kendall mentioned like you and Savannah helping her. Like there were a couple times where somebody said, "So and so helped me with this. So and so helped me with this. KG helped me with this."
Yeah.
So that kind of filled in that gap. But if you weren't paying attention to that, then you completely missed it.
So I just wish like they showed more of those behind the scenes because. Personally, I was helping and they mentioned it a lot, but it would just go right over your head. Like Kaylee was like, "Oh yeah," and Cristina being like a dance teacher, she was helping me. Like my heart and soul was poured out to those girls. Like at their any beck and call, I was like, "Yeah, let's go." Even if I'm like it got to the point my mom was like, "Cristina, have you even practiced your own song?" And I was like, "Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot that I'm supposed to be competing. Yeah. But I just wish they showed more behind the scenes so you could see those kind of wholesome interactions between the two of us. I mean, between all of us, and yeah.
The only injury they mentioned was Savannah, right? Because Savannah got injured before her Stray Kids performance. So you got injured before you said the final performance. So Universe.
Yeah, before Go Getter and Universe. Those were filmed like back to back, by the way.
Oh.
Man.
Oh wow.
Yeah, those were filmed. Yeah.
I thought those were at least 2 different days.
Yeah.
No, the same day. Everything was on the same day.
Okay.
that whole thing.
So how did that happen? Was it during training? Was it?
So, long story.
You didn't
But-
fall off anything.
No.
Oh, yeah,
No.
on
I'm crazy.
platform.
Not that crazy. But basically, I don't know. I just was overworking myself. For the final mission is when our team, we were focused on dancing.
Oh.
Because we just knew where our skills were at. We were focused on dancing because we have 3 very strong singers. They were 3 very strong singers. You know what I mean? And then I was forcing them to help me with my vocals. I was like, please help me, please. Please. Like, KG, I need you to embed your little blues into my
Little
vocal
blues.
cords, please. Okay. Like, I need
That's
it.
hilarious.
So, like, we would spend like time on my singing, and then it would be me with the dancing, and we would go hard all the time. And it got to the point where on Sundays when we were supposed to be resting, we weren't. Yeah. And I don't know, like, honestly, I think I was just like just go, because I'm very good about staying healthy and taking care of my body and stuff, because I want to do dancing for a living. Like, I can't be reckless. Do you know what I mean? But it was just so like go. Like, it's the final mission. It has to be literally 100% perfect. One practice, like our like two practices before our last one, literally like 3 days before the actual final mission, after we were done rehearsing, like, I pulled something in my back or something, and I was like, Mom, my back is kind of hurting. And she was like, okay, well, we're gonna go home and we're gonna sit down. Okay. And this was on our rest day. I was like, let's go. So she was like, we're gonna go home. We're gonna just sit down now. Okay, please. She would always go, please, can you just sit down, please? And I'd be like, okay. So we were like watching some anime, and I was like, Mom, I'm feeling muscle spasms in my leg. I can and it's burning down my leg, down my whole right leg.
Wow.
She was like, literally, what are you talking about? And I was like, no, like my muscle, like I can feel it like throbbing at points, and it's hurting really bad. And she was like, okay, I need you to take a video. Because then I showed her, and in my calf, I have the videos on my phone actually. In my calf, you would see like occasionally, like when I sit my leg a certain way, you would see like my muscle go like this. It would go like tick, 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 tick,
Oh wow.
and then tick, 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 tick. But the problem is every time that happened, it would burn down my whole leg. And I was like, I can't dance. Like I have to dance in 3 days. I can't. What am I gonna do? And so Mom was like, all right, let's stay level-headed. We're gonna go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor the next morning, and cute little clinic. It was like a sports clinic or something like that. Luckily, I had injured my back to the point where it was pinching a nerve, a major nerve affecting the mobility of my whole right leg.
Okay.
I got shots down my back to temporarily ease the pain, and it worked for like a day. Then when I got to the final mission, like, the pain was so bad. Like, it was to the pain, like, I can only describe it where, like, in my brain, my, like, pain nerves were, like, spicy. It was, like, it was, like, hurting me so bad. I was, like, in shock that it was hurting so bad. Mom, she would, like, rush me into the bathroom. She put, like, the little patches, like, the icy hot patches, like, all down my backside like this. Thank God I was in pants for both performances, because I don't know how I would have done that without the pain relieving patches to, like, even temporarily ease it. But what definitely made it worse was having to do all the kicks that I had to do. Like universe, I kick. And I do the whole back bend. Like, it's just, yeah. So I was terribly injured. I just got done with my physical therapy, because then when I didn't make it, I came back home and we went to see a neurologist, and he like properly diagnosed me, and he was like, okay, you need physical therapy. So I've been doing physical therapy so much. That's why I kind of haven't done crazy dances, because I gotta lay off my back.
Okay.
Yeah, but now I'm done with physical therapy. I do need to like do at-home physical therapy like for the rest of my life, but yeah, that's my injury.
I've never done physical therapy, so I have no clue.
Man.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's basically just like working out. Like it's just working out like the certain
stretching?
muscles. No, not stretching. Like I'm like I was doing like planks and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just like weighted plank. It's just like in certain positions to like grow, like strengthen the muscles that wrap around my spinal cord, so that like the pressure's relieved off my back and off that nerve that was pinched. So yeah,
man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of do wish they would have showed more stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I could have sworn we were
Yes.
like you basically were one of the most impressive people in the last performance.
Thank you.
Like when we were watching it, because we were just I felt like we said her and Savannah had the best performances for the last performance. So because we had felt Camilla had messed or I can't say we. I definitely felt I don't want to put words in you guys' mouths. I know how people are in the comments. I remember saying because like I was like, if anything, I felt like Camila messed up a little bit on the last two performances, but you were super consistent.
Thank you.
So it's like I wouldn't have never even known
no idea
that you were hurt.
I'm so glad because that was the only thing I was praying. I was like, please just don't. And I think maybe like when they said like, oh, you look nervous, it was probably because we did go get her first. So it was probably like in my head, you probably could see the pain in my face. If I'm being dead honest, you probably could just see the pain in my face occasionally.
When you watch it back, can you like feel exactly how you
Yeah,
felt?
no, because like every single move I executed, like so those performances back to back worsened my injury like by tenfold.
Okay.
So we had to see that neurologist when we came home. Like I don't know what I would have done had I made it and had to then prepared to debut because like it was very serious. It was a very serious injury. And I felt like with each move I did, it worse. Like I literally felt the pain while I was performing. And it was so crazy. It was so crazy. And then they were like, you look nervous. And I was like, no, but I get it. Like I'm actually dying of pain right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, once again, shout out to you for all the
Thank you
composure
so
you put
much.
out. That's great.
Thank you.
Great.
That's dedication.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I also had we have a Discord server and we had asked a couple people if they could ask you anything, what they wanted to ask you. So some Dino asks, what was something about the audition and competition that you found the most challenging or unexpected?
My injury. The most unexpected, like because it was just a regular day of practicing and then we were just walking home and all of a sudden like I felt something nick in my back and I was like, ooh, mother my back. And she was like, no, we're gonna go. And we actually like iced it and stuff. No, I didn't like.
No, well, the back is the worst.
Yeah.
No, if your back
and it was
is
like
hurt,
my lower back. So every time I sat too long, anytime I would
had to
stand
stand
up, when I was walking too long, and when I would start dancing, it was horrible.
Oh, just moving around like
No,
everything.
Just being mobile.
Yeah, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
So I had a question from Jed. What did she find interesting about the recording process with both music and the show?
Let me think. What I found interesting.
Because the one thing I know I was kind of upset about was the moment that you mentioned that you on the show that they let you say that you had kind of joined the show and thought maybe you could be a rapper. I think all of us were like, hold on, what?
Right.
Why haven't they let her rap on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had actually like from the online auditioned as a rapper. Like from the online audition, I didn't sing. I submitted a video. So I'm such a blank. I submitted a video of me doing Lisa's rap from Love to Hate Me. Oh, and I chewed up those words. Love to hate me, you hate to love. Like I was literally going at them. And then and then JYP was like singing. I was like, oh, okay. And then I just remember Love You Like a Love Song at regionals was like one of the songs on the list. And I was like, let me just go. But yeah, I had auditioned as a rapper. But I think what I found interesting was definitely the way the show ended up turning out in terms of like how it was completely different than how we filmed it. But I did kind of expect it. I just didn't know it was going to be done to the extent at which it was.
Okay. That's fair.
But it is editing. So,
Yeah.
So Sarah had asked, how do you manage the stress of the entertainment life? Because soon as you made a social media account. I know you
No.
saw them numbers.
Oh, I can imagine.
I know you were like, you're probably
can
like, hold on,
imagine.
what's happening here?
Oh my god.
Yeah. No, so what was so funny is before I even posted anything, so I like don't take pictures of myself. So I had used like a picture that I took a selfie like with my brother, and I just cropped it out as my profile picture before I was allowed to post. And it was so funny because people were like, "No, that's not really her. That's like a fake account." And I'm like reading the comments. I'm like, "No, that's definitely me."
There were actually a couple blog posts I saw after we finished the show where people were like, we don't think Cristina made the show because she made an Instagram page and didn't post anything yet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
somebody has said that.
Yeah.
But how did you feel when you start seeing those numbers go through, like
No.
the subscriber numbers and followers?
That was really crazy. Like I remember I went live. So after like the final mission, I went live. And it was like 6,000 people immediately. And I was like, whoa. No, literally, I was like, wait a second. And then everyone started following me when I was live and they like saw my face. And I was like, oh my God, wait a second, y'all. Like, and they were like, Cristina, I love you so much, Cristina. Asking me all these questions. I was like, wait. Because, you want to like answer every single one.
Yeah,
and I was like,
It's coming too quick.
no, literally. And I was like, wait. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? And then my mom like texted me. She was like, "Can you chill out?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "It's fine, guys. It's okay." That was definitely. It was like a roller coaster, an emotional roller coaster.
So how have you been balancing that as far as like, trying to stay yourself,
Right.
not being like you definitely want to, debut and
Right.
and stuff like that, but you still want to be humble. Pretty sure your mom's like, stay under
There
control.
we go.
Yeah. No,
You're still my little
sure.
Cristina.
Yeah,
You're not.
yeah. I think I'm just trying to honestly my social media pages it's just me doing my jokes really. I kind of am just having fun with the platform. Just trying to stay encouraging to other people
That's great.
because I know a lot of people they DM me they're like, "Oh, well, why are you not depressed? How are you not so upset from the outcome of the show? Like if I was you, I would cry for days." And so I'm like, no. I've done my crying already. Like, no, it's fine. It's I learned from it, and I'm just trying to be really positive because like now that I have this big platform, it's like all these people are constantly watching me, and I know what I say. It's gonna reflect a certain way. They'll believe it. You know what I mean? So I want to leave a good impression and not take for granted like the fact that I have this big platform now.
So Iron Addict asks, what is it like learning choreography? How strict were the choreographers? And was it easy for you or did you have some struggles?
So, not gonna toot my own horn,
Ooh.
but
I'm a tutor for you. How about
dancing was definitely not my concern.
Mm.
The dancing aspect was not my concern when we were in Korea. I was definitely focused completely vocally. That I was like, I just need to get better at singing, like so bad. And then putting the two together, singing and dancing,
That'd
and
be
just
tough.
the whole concept of being stable while having to move so freaking fast. It's like, whoa. I picked up the choreo fast, but then I went straight to the singing, dancing, and I was like, all right. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, like I picked up the dancing fast. No, I was like, okay, great. Now that I got it, let me go ahead and get started on singing and dancing because I know, like, especially for Backdoor, we were expected to dance so hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I'm going to be punching air while singing, like I need to be doing this over and over and over and over. So just consistency. So
So our resident twice stan in our Discord, Christian,
Shout out to Christian.
he wanted to
Shout
know if you have a twice bias and who is it?
I get asked this question so many times and I answer it every single time, but I'm so glad to answer it yet again. It is Miss Jiho because she the woman she is just crazy. I love Jiho so much. That's why I covered Killing Me Good. That literally cleared every single solo I've ever heard in my life. Like that was so good. I love her. I love everything she stands for. Just her having been under the company for so
Long time.
and
Yes.
like, I mean, obviously I don't know her personally, so I don't know like the hardships she went through, but the fact that she's still like here, standing, doing what she's doing, and I mean, I don't know if the smile's fake, but the smile's still there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were training for like like 10 years or something. You joined the company when you were a kid. And you didn't debut till you were literally a grown adult.
Right.
It's so crazy to me. And you're like, you're happy, you're content, and you're just like, I don't know, the epitome of crazy work ethic. So that's why she's my bias.
Agreed.
Gio is incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Kiki said, how did the training process affect your headspace and your passion as an artist?
Ooh, I think the training 100% grew my passion because I thought I was passionate about like the me before A2K thought she was passionate about dancing. Like no, like now I'm like 100-fold more passionate about dancing and singing and performing and like all this kind of things just because of like what I was put through. I'm like, yeah, if I survived that, I literally can do anything now.
Yes.
And I will. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Okay. I had two more. Hunter Terry says, do you still want to pursue a career in the idol industry?
I don't know. I'm kind of just exploring, seeing the different opportunities coming. I would love to be an idol because I love the K-pop culture, the whole like photo cards and like fan meetings. It's so cute. I love
do
it so
some
much.
photo cards.
Okay.
We can tell you how to do it. We have some.
We have photo cards.
I don't know. I feel like nobody will buy them if I'm being like I would charge a quarter. I'm so
Oh my god.
maybe a dime. I'd be like no, literally just a dime for my face. But yeah, I would love to debut in the idol industry. I would love to debut wherever.
Okay.
Yeah.
In La La Land, I felt like that question got answered.
Yeah, that's
already.
got answered. Yes.
So, I don't know if anybody else had any other questions.
What lies ahead in the future? You know,
Yeah.
what's in the future for Cristina? You know, what does that look like?
Bright
Yes, there we
and
go.
huge.
Yes.
I hope.
No, I see it.
No.
We all see it. We all see
Thank
it.
you. I'm just living day by day. But I know I'm just trusting the right doors that will open up it like when they're supposed to. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, if it means anything, I think you have a bright future ahead of you.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you know, just how, you know, you've been sitting here and talking about everything. You sound confident, passionate, and everything about you do. So I wish the best for you
Thank
and
you.
everything.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. If there's anything we can do to help you, just let us know. We do stuff.
Yes.
We do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Except dancing.
I can teach you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know, we appreciate you taking time out of your day
Absolutely.
for you coming through. Mama Lopez as well.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Of course.
But yeah, you know, you did a great job on the show, even though you did not make
Amazing
the group.
job.
I believe you didn't make the group because there's something bigger for you coming
Thank you.
very, very soon.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, it was incredible watching you. It was incredible meeting you. And you're great, super humble, down to earth.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kudos
it's
to
been
mom.
fun
I'm
talking
sorry.
to you. Yeah.
As
Yes.
a mom, I'm just like,
No, yeah.
Yeah.
it's mom.
No, for real.
This is
I love
mom
it.
is
I
the
love it.
foundation.
Yes.
Mom is mom.
Right.
Right.
My mom's my superstar.
Yes.
I definitely don't think I would have taken the experience and like come out of it the way I have without her and what she's told me, just like how to even go about handling the fact that I didn't make it, let
Right.
alone like anything else. So
Yeah, I mean,
Thanks,
special
Mom.
shout out because I don't know how it is as a mother
Gotta be
watching your
nerve-wracking.
daughter go through this whole process, but
Right.
Especially, I
Yes.
couldn't have been there because
Yeah.
I would have been like, yo,
I would have been too
Would've threw
emotional,
something.
you know. I was like, what you say? Huh? Like, you know,
You see about my baby?
yeah, right.
Pull somebody to the side. Let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Mr.
yes.
JYP, can I speak?
Yeah, we need to talk. Come here. Come here.
Oh, come here.
yeah.
But yes, special shout out to you as well.
Okay.
Is there anything you want to let the viewers know? Anything you want to sign out with?
See, like
Definitely
that
follow
stuff,
you
I
on
just-
social media.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, that part, yeah.
You can follow me on social media if you want to. It's Cristina Lopez. On Instagram, it's one Cristina Lopez. On TikTok, it's Cristina Cristina.lopez.s. If you want to know more information about my dance classes, you can go to Seoul as in the city in Korea, Cristina as in CRISTINA.com. Or if you want to check out my dance team, go on Instagram and go Seoul as in the city in Korea _of_ATL. Woo.
Okay.
That was good.
All right, y'all. And that was it. That's all we got.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
All right, y'all. Peace.